one. So please ignore the fact that 1, I'm in a onesie, and 2, I haven't uploaded for almost 2 weeks, I think. The reason why I'm in a onesie is because I literally have no clothes here at all. Like, I'm at my mum's boyfriend's and there is literally like no clothes here but night clothes. Don't know why I thought it was sensible to just pack like pajamas. And secondly, the reason why I haven't uploaded in 2 weeks is just because I've been back to school and then loads of stuff came up with my job. Like, I'm kind of jobless at the moment, so a bit of a crisis going on here. Also, got shower hair, but that's enough of the excuses. In today's video, I'm going to be doing the highly requested how I film and edit my videos. My how I edit my videos on my iPhone and iPad video got quite popular for my channel. I thought I would carry this on by doing a how I film and edit my videos because, you know, quite requested. So yeah, let's get on with the video. So I'm going to break this video down into segments, and if you want to see a particular bit, then there'll be time codes in the description down below. Hopefully I remember to actually do it. So there'll be segments down below and you can choose as of when you want to watch something. Lighting is literally like the most important part of a video. More than the camera, possibly more than the audio, more than the editing, just lighting. You can have all the equipment in the world, but if your video is badly lit, then nobody will click onto it. You don't have to go out and buy £300 artificial lighting, but what you do have to make sure is that there is something behind the camera facing towards you. Whether that's a window, whether you're outside and the sun's facing at you, whether you're using a ring light, a softbox, a umbrella light, you've just got to make sure that there is a form of light behind the camera facing you. Ideally, this light needs to be as daylight as possible. Having lights that are orange and yellow kind of ruin the theme of the video. They don't look very natural and they also don't look very appealing. How I do it is I just have a softbox above my camera. This softbox came in a pair and it cost me £40 for the pair of them with a green screen, so I think you can get them for about £30 for a pair of 2 or 20 for one softbox, which actually isn't as expensive as people think studio lighting is. But a tip if you have glasses like me is to make sure the light is high as possible. Make sure that it still lights your subject and everything, but also make sure that it doesn't have any glare, because there's nothing more annoying than having glare in your glasses. Definitely also, if you have glasses, invest in a softbox instead of an umbrella light or a ring light. This is the part that I think everyone wants to listen to because everyone's a tiny bit nosy about how they get the effect that they do. Personally, I use a Nikon. This isn't by choice, but the camera that I first got was a Nikon and then I had lenses for it, and then I needed to upgrade the body for as cheap as possible to have a flip out screen, and so I am stuck in the Nikon thing kind of, but luckily I've only got 2 lenses and that's the reason I don't want to invest in any more, because at some point I would like to invest in like a Canon 700D or a 70D, but this one does fine. It's a Nikon D5100 and honestly, as long as you've got an external microphone, it is absolutely fine. At the moment I'm just using my 18 to 55mm lens. What the numbers mean is that this is 18 and then when you zoom in it gradually becomes more and more cropped in, so this is at 55 and this is at 18. A lot of people will just stick with this lens because as long as you're filming like with a subject and as long as things are quite far behind you, you'll be in focus and the background will be bokeh. Speaking of bokeh, if you do really want to have a blurry background, then for Nikon I would recommend the 35mm f1.8 and for Canon I would recommend the 50mm f1.8. But for things like filming in front of a white wall, there really isn't a need for those lenses, and plus with a lens like this it's a lot less cropped out, like you can see all of me, whereas at 35mm it would be around here, so you need to put the camera further back, whereas at 18 you can see like everything that's going on. The only thing I would suggest is if you do want to mess around with the camera settings, then only really change around with the exposure. Exposure makes things lighter or darker, and personally I prefer videos which are a tiny bit more washed out, like if you're sat down talking. Now my one complaint with the Nikon D5100 is that the inbuilt microphone is so bad, like so bad. Let me just show you what it is like without any editing or anything. So this is the microphone with the camera. You probably can't even hear me, like it is so bad. Like I don't know if it's just this camera, whereas if I plug my microphone in it sounds so much better. I don't know if it's just this specific camera because I did buy it used to get it as cheap as possible, but it was still in like good condition. But on the top I recently invested in a Rode video mic. My other microphone actually wasn't too bad. It was like a tack style one that was £20, but if you want to take it to the next level then I would definitely recommend getting a Rode video mic. Literally I have the cheapest one of the range, I think it's called the Go. Also I don't have to muck around with changing batteries and stuff, which does suffer the battery life on the camera I've come to realise, but it makes your videos, you know, so much easier to film because the amount of times on my old microphone that I forgot to turn it on and the whole video is silenced. It's like... This along with what camera I have, is probably the most requested thing. I film and edit using my 2015, 16, I don't know, 2000 and whatever MacBook Pro 13-inch. I got this for Christmas and it's been in like my what I got for Christmas video. Basically, it's really good for editing. The one thing you can do if you are a MacBook Pro user like me, or a MacBook Air or whatever, is invest in one of these things. You literally can't even see it, but it plugs in there into the little USB thing. But bearing in mind, this laptop is 128GB. This is also 128GB, and they're honestly so worth it. Like, I run my Final Cut Pro and all my plugins off this. Now onto the editing software I use. I use Final Cut Pro 10. Shouldn't really be saying this on camera because a lot of YouTubers don't and claim that they bought it, but I can guarantee that 95% of your favourite YouTubers did not spend £250 on Final Cut Pro. They get it for free. I will link the video tutorial down below that I use. It honestly does work because I've installed it on my iMac and my MacBook, and it doesn't use too much storage, but I will show you later on a tip to clear Final Cut Pro storage. You can download plugins from Pixel Film Studios, which are expensive, but they give you a really, really good look. With Final Cut Pro, you can use text things like this, which I'll put on the screen now, yeah. You get poppy things that pop up like this, which, you know, and you can get transitions, which transition clips like this. I don't know if I'm actually bothering to put them on the screen, but they are so useful. I'm now going to switch to my laptop, which doesn't have as good audio, but I'm going to switch to it and give you an editing tutorial. So you now join me on my laptop screen. This is my Final Cut Pro desktop area. I don't really know how to describe it. So to start with, if you want to have things on your USB, then what you do is you go to this library thing up here and you press modify settings and you set everything to choose file, and then you go to 128GB USB and then you press choose, and that is literally for everything. So now everything will run off a USB stick or storage device and it doesn't clog up your storage. But if you do want to get rid of things that are clogging up your storage, then go to file, delete generated library files and click delete render files. If you have any projects, then make sure you just tick unused only. But if you have nothing in this area, then I always click all, delete, and it just clears up so much storage on your MacBook. So to import clips, you go to File, Import, and then Media. There are keyboard shortcuts for these, but I'm just stupid. And you find your file, so I'll just choose Satan and take the fucking wheel. Then what you do is you just drag that on, and I'll mute this so it doesn't make any noise. So the main bit of editing is just to go along and find bits that you want to take out. Just press Command B. What this does is split the clip, and then you find where you start talking again, and then you press Command B again, and then you press delete. The next thing that you want to do is perhaps color correct your video slightly. What you do is you drag it down here, and this is like such a bad video. You don't even know what it is, but you probably see. Basically, what you do is you go to video, all video, and then you scroll down until you find color correction. And what I do is I drag this over the top, and a lot of people do different things. As you can see, this is quite a yellow clip here. So what I tend to do is where the blue thing is here, I tend to drag the blues out a bit, but that doesn't seem to be doing much at the moment. So you just got to try and make it less yellow and just like kind of play around with it. But as you can see, like, you just got to try and drag things, and then what you do is you go to saturation and you turn it down slightly if you want to get rid of it. Like, it does look more dull. That's why you should film with good lighting, and then you can turn with this white one the brightness up, so it does look better, but it looks a lot, I can't say this, a lot less yellow. There we go. A good thing to make things flow is to click transitions and choose one of the transitions you have. I use Pixel Film Studios ones more than anything, purely because they are a lot better, I find, than the other ones. Like, if you put it there, then it just kind of fades your clips out into different things, and it works really well. As for music I use for videos, I tend to use ones that typically are used in things, so I just type in YouTuber music background, and this comes up with channels that have created like 20 songs that have been used, like this one for instance. It just kind of tells you songs that a lot of people use, and then I tend to use these. I hate it when YouTubers don't like to say what music they use, so this is all the music that's in my actual iTunes. But ones that I use a lot are the Britney Spears Toxic instrumental. I use a bit of Kid Ink's instrumentals. I used that in something, can't actually remember. I used that in my New Year's one. I just tend to use a lot of instrumentals. Locally Sourced is my vlogging channel background music. Glitz at the Ritz is one that I used from about September onwards, and then also Alicia Marie started using it from like December, and I was like, whoa. So that is mainly everything there is to editing. Like, You can make things look good, but you've just got to put time and effort in, mainly with Final Cut Pro. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give this a big thumbs up. Comment down below any video suggestions you have. And make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it. The bell notifies you every time I upload a new video, so you never miss out on new good quality content. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.